Hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode on our podcast, Celestial Boys Unplugged. This is going to be our finale on the Celestial origin and doctrine.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't mean we're not going to still be talking about the Celestial
We'll
doctrine.
come back. We'll still come back.
Because we are going to be talking about different topics that will get us into Celestial doctrines and all. But in this series, this is the last video. Just like we've had from the beginning of this series, our daddies, I'd like to introduce both of them. And the first person is Superior Evangelist Adeniyi Francis from CCC North London Parish in the UK. And the second person is Superior Evangelist David Ogumboye, the shepherd of CCC Melbourne Parish in Australia. You're welcome, sirs. I remain... Hallelujah, sir. I remain Cape Elder Brother. I wanted to say Superior Evangelist.
Superior.
I remain, from our last episode,
Don't just give yourself.
I'm not collecting Superior again. I remain Cape Elder Brother Abiodu Ogunshote, and with me is Superior.
Brother, not Superior, don't just brother. Brother Afolabi Omolaja.
Okay.
And that's my rank. I'm
going to give him rank very soon.
No, I'm good with that. Thank you.
So you're welcome to today's podcast. So today we want to be delving into harvest. That's one of the most popular days of any Celestial Church calendar. As a matter of fact, sometimes we don't even publicize it, but you see the videos of different harvests trending on social media up and down. And sometimes we see things these days that probably we didn't used to do before. Just like when we do musical nights that we do in most parishes, they'll do it on Friday night. They invite different musical artists. In some churches, when you go there, you don't know if you are in a church or like a Fuji concert. But it is all masked under harvest, praise night and all. Now, also, in the process of doing all those things on the musical night and even the harvest days, we have issues of people probably spraying money, and it all looks like some big carnival.
Exactly.
And now, I'm not saying it's wrong or it's right.
I'm
going to leave it to
me. I'm saying it's wrong.
I'm here. I'm not wrong or right yet.
I'm going to come closer.
Say there. Now, the second part of it is the food.
Food, yes.
Because we saw a video trending of a lady complaining about going to a Celestial church, and it almost felt like they were serving the food based on rank, which is another reason why I'm going to go and collect Superior. So I'm collecting 2 turkey. So it felt like they were serving the food based on rank and affiliation. So if they know you, then they serve you. If they don't know you, you might need to go and gravel and beg for food, which is kind of different from what I grew up knowing.
Yes.
What I grew up knowing, I might be wrong because you were there before they even get back to me. What I grew up knowing is we take care of the guests first. People we don't even know, we take care of them first. As a matter of fact, growing up, sometimes I might not even eat all day, or by the time I'm ready to eat, meat has finished. Meanwhile, I'm the one serving people tutu meat and turkey. But that's what we understood we were supposed to be doing. So, Saz, can you walk us through what you see the difference?
No, there's just a lot of what was like before.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The difference where it was before and what we are doing now. What are the things we are doing now that has changed positively, and the things we are doing now that has changed negatively? So over to you, sir.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You see, when it comes to harvest, harvest has lost the essence. Harvest today has lost the essence of what it's supposed to represent. When you're doing a harvest, one, you're taking the opportunity to thank God. It's something that we do annually. You take the opportunity to thank God, His mercies for sustaining you throughout the course of the year. It's a harvest of appreciation. The Bible declares Psalm 100, enter into His court with praise. Enter into His court with singing. And as part of that harvest, it's also, which is one thing that we seem to have lost completely. But part of the reasons why we do set up the harvest is also to gather, to win souls, to win new souls. Because when you're doing harvest, it's not just the members. You have people that you invite. And during that process of that harvest, it is a way to introduce people to Christ, to showcase God in the presence of visitors, for them to say, do you know what? I want to be part of this process. It is a way of harvesting also to provide, for the needy, to provide for the poor, to provide for the less privileged. But harvest is not about winning souls anymore. It is not about gaining disciples. It is not about feeding the needy. It is all about self-interest. It is all about making money. It is far removed from God than what it used to be before. When you celebrate harvest now, there is no reverence. It's all about showcasing oneself. You see the different type of fashion, the different type of sustana that we wear. You see the different type of makeup and jewelry and everything. All of these things that come before the presence of the Lord. It's more like a jamboree. For me, once the harvest past the sermon, maybe up to the sermon, for me, you could say it's spiritual. After that, anything goes. All of these things that we do, alaga, etc., they completely just, yes, bottom line is everybody wants to make money, but they disrupt the service completely. It's from that point, it's just a party. Nothing else happens. And what that shows is that all the people that maybe don't know Christ, and they're coming on that day, maybe to experience a connection with Christ, you give to them exactly what they already know. You don't give them something new. Because the harvest is as worldly as it can be. We've brought the world into the harvest. We've brought the world into the church. It's about praise worship. It's about praising people. It's about people coming in and they're spraying money and you're praising them. And it's not about God anymore. So when people come from the outside to know Christ, they can't see anything different. They just see exactly what they see in the world. And then they're thinking, and that's why when you do a harvest, you're supposed, at the end of that harvest, you're supposed to win new disciples. And when you do a head count, the following harvest, there should be more. You should have gathered more disciples. But what we sell on the day of the harvest is empty. We don't sell anything spiritual. We know, for example, things like, although we call it bazaar, it's called after service sales. It says after service sales. It's not supposed to be done during the harvest. It's not supposed to be done during the service. Historically, it used to be done on a Monday, the day after the harvest, historically. But even if maybe conditions, etc., doesn't permit it, finish the service completely before you then start to sell your spiritual items. Finish the service. But I've seen, the seminar, they mount the pulpit, and even before they start preaching, they start selling spiritual items. They start calling people and selling spiritual items. Before they dismantle the pulpit, they've sold almost half of the items. One of the things that Christ did when he disrupted, he threw out all the Pharisees, was because he said, don't treat my father's place as my father's house as a marketplace. Because that's what they were doing, trading in the church, trading during service. So for me, I don't really enjoy harvest. I find it very, very stressful, because after the sermon, everything else is just, for me, it's jamboree. Yes, we have to come before God in celebration, come to his presence with singing and into his court with praise, be thankful unto him and bless his name. Absolutely, we have to do all of that. But everything has to be done spiritually. Everything has to align spiritually. And the way even that it's sold, it's for money. People have to want to buy, these spiritual items. People have to want to buy it. It shouldn't have to be encroached on them. That, you just give it to them 1 million, 2 million. So it's become the actual reason for the bazaar or spiritual item is to raise money for the church. That's what it was established for. It's to raise money for the church. Let's be honest about it. But it shouldn't disturb or disrupt the service. It shouldn't disturb or disrupt the service. I remember one harvest, I'm not going to name the parish, where people came and they wanted to give money to the church during the harvest. And they wanted them to call out their name, because they want to dance. And this was during the sermon. And they had to stop the sermon. The choir had to sing. And then they had to dance and give their money and go. And then the sermon continued. Imagine. So, yeah. And all of this, some of these activities that we do leading up to the harvest as well. Is there a breaking connection? Can you still hear me? Okay, yeah. So some of these things that we do leading up to, like, for example, these jamborees, these parties, and we bring worldly artists to come. And there was one which we all probably all know, that it was this guy, Portable. Is it Portable? Portable. Yeah, Portable. He has a Yazoo or Zazu of that guy. He was brought to this church to the Friday jamboree. And this guy was, and they asked the shepherd, why have you invited him? He said, because we want to bring new people to Christ. And I'm thinking, you're not selling. What are you bringing? Which crowd? Who do you think is bringing with him? Who are coming? Are they sheep or are they goats? They've just come to hear Portable sing. They've not come to meet Christ. And where Portable lives, they leave. And even if some of them decide to stay, they will be disrupted, because they were more. They were called under a false narrative. And they will just be a disruptive force in the church. So for me, harvest has lost the essence. If you do a harvest and the following year you haven't increased, then you've missed something. Something is missing. If you do a harvest and you haven't increased the following year, then something is amiss. Harvest is now a parade, self-glorification. What we are doing is nothing to do. It's not godly anymore. It's not a service anymore. I'll leave it at that. I'm sure Super Evangelist David Ngwe will have more to say on it.
Yeah, just going to add a little bit. I recall years back, which you've actually said it. In every harvest you do, is the main purpose is to win souls for Christ, to gain more people, and for them to see how God is working in your parish, how miracles, what people are enjoying in the service. Today, honestly, if we have to talk about the way the harvest is being done across, not even only Celestia, across so many churches now, we have brought the world into the church. We brought everything that we do in the world, we brought it into the church. God help us. But I'm going to sum it up by going to hymn 681. And I think that 681, it brings, encompasses the whole thing about harvest. It says here in 681, only ewami, enyi, enitemi. So when you are seeking for God, you are seeking for God from his words. You are seeking for God for his salvation. Now, that is the first part of the harvest. Then the second part is ewara, enyi, enitemi. Now that you've seen God, so what is God going to give you? The good life, peace of mind. Then you have everything that you want you to have to live in this world with peace, to surpass every powers of darkness. Only ewara. So you're going to buy from God. Now the third verse says, ewara is waje. Now which brings out the issue of the food that we make in the harvest. Ewala, ewaje. So you're going to eat freely. So it shouldn't be about your rank. It shouldn't be about, so you are inviting people to come and eat. So everybody must eat. Not about your rank, whether you're superior. You should sit down in one table. You should sit down all together and eat together. Ewaje, enyeni temi. So if parishes, shepherds can understand this in 681, right? And I think harvest now moving forward will be a thing of what we used to experience, in the days of old. And then we were able to say, wow, wait a minute, now we are celebrating harvest on earth. And that is where I'm going to end it.
Yeah, just going to answer very quickly. Again, when you say harvest now, it's not even people don't even shy away anymore from drinking alcohol. And yet there will still be lots of people that haven't eaten because you're selective about who you give that food to. You don't prepare for the poor. You don't prepare for the needy. You give people by rank. Somebody comes to see you wearing a brother, you maybe just give him out of grudge one leg of chicken or something.